Welcome to Friday Night Readers. Fueled by coffee, we break down the books referenced on Gilmore Girls. Our little literary corner of the world helps you understand what the characters are talking so fast about and live in a world of books like Rory. Like short, read fast. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our Friday Night Readers newsletter community on Substack. You'll get instant access to a free printable list of 450 plus books on Gilmore Girls. Plus, even more Gilmore-inspired content, like our Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge, which we've been doing together since 2020. Paid members get exclusive extras, like our Gilmore Girls-inspired reading journal, and our unofficial guide to the books on Gilmore Girls. Come hang out where the real Gilmore magic happens. FridayNightReaders.substack.com. Hi, Friday Night Readers. Today, I want to share with you that it won't always be winter, according to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's always winter, but never Christmas, in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Here's why hope must remain on our coldest, darkest days. This month, as we read kids' books from the Gilmore Girls book list for our Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge, I'm reviewing my read, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. First, let's talk about this fantastical allegory set in a magical land in a time of war. In the show notes, I'll link for you the Substack post that accompanies this podcast, and in there I have placed the trailer from the 2005 movie adaptation of this book. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is the first of 7 classic children's books in the Chronicles of Narnia series, which have sold a whopping 120 million copies. Set during World War II, 4 siblings, Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, are sent to live in a countryside house for their safety. There, Lucy discovers a magical wardrobe that leads to the land of Narnia. However, Narnia is ruled by the White Witch, who has placed the land under an eternal winter. After Edmund betrays his siblings and sides with the witch, the children meet Aslan, the true ruler of Narnia. To save Edmund and bring peace to Narnia, Aslan faces the question of sacrificing himself. It's a plot so iconic that not only does Rory Gilmore say she read it on Gilmore Girls in episode 6.4, but so too does her dad Christopher refer to it in episode 6.10. An atheist who became a Christian, C.S. Lewis here offers an allegorical retelling of the story of Jesus Christ. But my takeaways were more seasonal in nature. Let's dive into it. Here's why winter symbolism resonates right now. Despite its reliance on Christianity for allegorical storytelling, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe resonated most with me for its symbolism surrounding the darkness of winter and the hope that must live within us throughout it. Well, I could never get into this book as a child. I'm more into fantasy now, and I just loved how it offered a deeper, more meaningful form of escapism, along with real-life lessons about winter for my seasonal reading. I picked it up just after Christmas, and I haven't been able to get this famous line out of my head since that time. It is winter in Narnia, and has been for ever so long. Always winter, but never Christmas. It's a feeling many know in the days after Christmas. That festive feeling of anticipation reached its peak only to crash into reality like a brick wall. Gifts have been opened, treats have been eaten, family and friends have returned home. Decorations have been taken down, and everything that just felt magically joyous now feels bare. What day is it anyway? It's also a time when winter first starts to feel like always winter, especially here in Philadelphia, where just last weekend, we endured a full day and night of bitterly chilling ice, snow, and wind, bringing life beyond the front door to a halt. Each year, my husband asks me what I want to do for my late January birthday. And each year, I say nothing. It's cold, it's dark, it's bleak. The only thing that sounds good to me right about now is metaphorical hibernation. And then we have the state of the world and the array of hardships we are simultaneously experiencing around it, both personal and communal. At times like these, it can be hard to muster up Lorelai Gilmore's whimsical belief that everything feels magical when it snows. Indeed, C.S. Lewis himself served in the British Army during World War I, where his close friend was killed, and wrote this novel during World War II, shortly after the war. In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, C.S. Lewis's winter symbolizes an omnipresent freezing of the mind, body, emotions, and spirit. It's the root of all despair, fear, and sadness in Narnia, where everything feels cold as ice and hard as stone, on finding hope during winter. In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, hope is found in Aslan, the lion. Wrong will be right when Aslan comes in sight. At the sound of his roar, sorrows will be no more. When he bares his teeth, winter meets its death. And when he shakes his mane, we shall have spring again. But where do we find such hope on our darkest winter days? For expert advice on this topic, I look to Wintering by Catherine May, a nonfiction book about the winters in our own lives, both literal and figurative. In the book, she finds transformative power in these moments, from the realities of sadness to the basic survival need to see life as cyclical, not linear. If nothing else, it's a preservation thing. First, she advocates both acceptance and appropriate action. As adults, we often have to learn to hear the clarity of a call of sadness. That is wintering. It is the active acceptance of sadness. It is the practice of allowing ourselves to feel it as a need. It is the courage to stare down the worst parts of our experience and to commit to healing them the best we can. Wintering is a moment of intuition. Our true needs felt keenly as a knife. Next, she urges us to remember the nature of life. Winter is not the death of the life cycle, but its crucible. Now, I mean not for this to impart toxic positivity. I'm not here to tell you that everything in your life will work out if you just believe hard enough. What I mean by it is that if we don't have any inkling of hope in the depths of our winters, then what do we have left? Today, our feet are firmly planted in the snowy mounds of winter. We accept it, we take healing actions, and we hope. I envision Aslan, his triumphant roar, and the confident sway of his mane. Now, before we go, here are a few reading tips for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I listened to the audio version from the library, and I thought it was very well produced. And there are several TV, theater, and film adaptations. Personally, I prefer Disney's 2005 film adaptation. And many years ago, I visited a movie exhibit for this particular adaptation, and evidence of it still exists among other fans on the internet. I am linking that in the show notes for you. While you read, you should also eat Turkish Delight, a soft, chewy, jelly-like candy, which may include nuts like pistachios or walnuts, and powdered sugar or coconut flakes to prevent sticking. You may recall that the White Witch used it to tempt Edmund's greed. Finally, you can also find interesting reading resources at both the C.S. Lewis Institute and C.S. Lewis's website. I also enjoyed the photos and maps on the website Into the Wardrobe. All of these are linked in the show notes for you. By the way, I hope you are enjoying this new podcast format that explores the books of Gilmore Girls through essays. I've got to say, a few weeks in now, I feel like best doing this type of work. Thanks so much for listening to Friday Night Readers. I love having you here in our little corner of the Gilmore Girls world. If you'd like even more feel-good fun, then upgrade to a free or paid email subscription membership at FridayNightReaders.substack.com. Paid members get exclusive extras like our Gilmore Girls inspired reading journal and our unofficial guide to the books on Gilmore Girls, broken down by episode. You'll also unlock members-only posts like weekly gazettes and monthly bookmarks, as well as full community access to our chats. It's the coziest virtual place like Stars Hollow, and your support helps keep this podcast going strong. Lastly, if you enjoyed today's episode, please take a minute to rate and review the show. It helps other Gilmore fans find us, which helps me provide you with more content like this. Until next time, life short, read fast.